You're live on News at Prime. Thanks for staying with us. Then we'll continue monitoring some of the engagement that's taken place between the Minister and members of the South African Medical Association. As you heard there, a lot of talk about how exactly government can collaborate with that particular institution, especially when it comes to opening up testing. When we look at the number of people who've been tested versus those who've been found to be positive for COVID-19, the Minister is somewhat alluding to the fact that the number of tests that the country is conducting may simply not be enough. And so that's one area that they would like to increase in over the next couple of days. Of course, he's also issued a warning around the increase of the number of infections, saying that by tomorrow he's expecting to make an announcement that may see that figure just below 200. So we certainly have to brace ourselves for the situation that continues then that continues to need monitoring and just watching on the day-to-day basis. Now, we know several industries have been impacted by the coronavirus outbreak. Many concerts and sporting events have been cancelled. How exactly is the industry responding to this to lessen the financial impact on the performing arts sector as a result of the prohibition of large events? We're joined by Dr. Sipho Sithole, who is the Cultural Practitioner and Research Fellow at the University of Johannesburg. Good evening, and thank you so much for your time.
Good evening.
Many of the organizations that we're talking about here are event-driven, and most of them make their income event to event. So when we talk about how long businesses can withstand and survive this period, what are the averages that we're looking at?
Yo, Kathy, it's a disaster, actually. I just want to make 10 points quickly, hopefully in 30 seconds.
Okay.
This industry, the cultural and creative industry, is worth 63 billion rands. That's the contribution that it makes to the GDP of this country. And 1.7% of that is the GDP. Now, it employs about 3% of the total employment in this country. And if you add the other support services, that's about 7% in total in terms of employment creation arising out of the creative industry. And that 7% is about a million people that are employed by this industry. 35% of those are young people. 86% of those are from black communities. So you can imagine when we talk about a necessary and responsible decision made by our president that these types of events that are bringing people en masse must come to a standstill. And particularly because you don't even know for how long these measures are going to take place. We are then saying that the people who don't have an 8 to 5 job, who have no guaranteed income, they don't know where to go to. If I just talk about the music industry, that I know very well, the music industry live performances last year was 1.4 billion rands. The total music industry income is about 2.6 billion rands a year. Now, that income, you can already kiss it goodbye. Now, you then ask yourselves, how are these creatives going to survive? How are they going to pay their rent? How are they going to pay their vehicles if they have, the bond, and food on the table? Because they have no income that they are going to get. And we've had a meeting on Tuesday with the Minister of Arts and Culture, where we highlighted these challenges because they are real. The risk has materialized. And they can only turn to government to say, we are here, we are cultural workers. And unfortunately, there is no card, there is no accreditation that says this person is a cultural worker. But we know who they are because they provide entertainment, whether it's film, whether it's dance, whether it's poetry, whether it's music. We know who they are. But the government has to come on board.
Did you get clear answers from the minister around how exactly then the industry will be supported during this time?
Well, we shared ideas. The minister called upon us to come and share ideas of what do we think needs to be done. And we put a value proposition on the table. Basically, we are saying that the singer must sing, the dancer must continue to dance, the poet must recite their poem, the musician must play their music, and we need to create spaces, virtual spaces, where Music, the show must go on. Without audiences, we now live in a digital era. The fourth industrial revolution is upon us, and it's real. We thought maybe it was just an idea. It is here now. And we know that this country is up to the task.
Do you think
that?
Sure. Do you think that it's something that audiences will take to? Because of course, many people go to a concert for a particular reason. You know, there's a certain vibe that if I can put it that way, that is there within a space that sometimes is difficult to translate if you're watching something online.
Well, I guess this is something that we never thought was ever going to be possible. We need to reimagine new possibilities in this new millennia. That when we thought that we would be conglomerating at cinemas to watch movies, people are watching movies at home on Netflix. I was talking to one radio station the other day to say, you know, I'm talking to you as a president. I've never met you, but I've come to know you through your voice. Radio is an imaginative platform. You imagine the face and the voice behind. And now we are saying, especially during this time, this is the time when we need to be creative. If we are going to be safe from this virus, we need to be able to consume and enjoy everything that we used to enjoy in the safety and comfort of there are solutions, by the way.
One of the things that people often raise issue with, in particular artists and creators, where online is concerned, is that the compensation that they get is short-changed because people have all sorts of means of downloading their work, of copying their work. And so there are lots of copyright issues that get involved and remuneration issues that also come into play. What would need to be in place to ensure that you know, people aren't working for free?
Well, there are protocols that are observed around the world with regard to copyright and royalty income streams and so forth. This particular interim measure and intervention is about the art itself, the art form being performed via a streaming platform. Today I met two gentlemen who said they heard me on SAFM. They came to see me at UJ. We have been developing this platform, and they are going to be offering it for free, where you can create your own channel and say, I am Sibongile Khumalo, I am going to be performing at the Market Theatre in 2 weeks' time. I just want you to buy into the show, and you can charge it as low as 10 rands. If you've got 1 million followers, you can imagine that right now we can actually realize what we thought was impossible. And there is a share split between those platform providers. What we are asking government to do, we are saying to government, the theaters are state-owned. Some of the community halls are state-owned. Make those platforms available. Let the artists be creative. We've got promoters who can curate and program, and also rechannel the money that we had earmarked for these national events that we have now postponed. Give them to the theaters to program and give the artists some livelihood. Of course, this is going to be open to the market. As to who gets booked, that's open to the market based on the currency, on your value that you are known for. But the other important thing that we are actually asking government to do, we are saying to the president, you have made this announcement. You may not have thought of the cultural worker who does not have an 8-to-5 job. Make an appeal to the financial institutions, to the landlords, to everyone else, to say, hang 10 on, at least for the next 90 days, to call for your money. We don't want to see anybody being thrown out into the streets, the houses being repossessed, the cars being taken. Uganda just issued a letter today. I'm not sure whether I saw the letter. The president of Uganda issued a letter, a clear directive. For the next 90 days, there's going to be a financial relief. Don't call debts from the cultural workers. And you've seen other countries as well. Singapore, they're putting money. There's a cultural fund. Germany and Queensland in Australia, they're putting money. And artists are already doing this streaming online. I mean, John Legend, Erykah Badu. I saw Black Coffee is putting a show online. It's now up to the audiences, to the fans, to say we are going to support you. We will watch you on our devices, sitting at home, and that these poor cultural workers need to earn a living, Kathy. It's a disaster.
All right, Dr. Sipho Sithole, we're going to have to leave it there, but I think certainly room for opportunity in a time of crisis. And so